Hi, I'm Dan, and I am back to continue the 2021 Vinyl Collection series, as I started a couple of videos back. First of all, I just wanted to say thanks to a company called Q78. They sent me their first product, which is a record stand, I guess you would call it. It's a wood unit that is in 4 pieces. I'll insert a shot of how it goes together with 2 long pieces and I guess you would call it a bracket to hold it in place in front, and a backing that slips in to some slots in the rear of it. And they first reached out and asked if I was interested in demoing the unit or, trying it out. And when I first looked at it, I thought, it doesn't quite seem like something that I would use. I don't really have a place to put it and utilize it. But then I thought, actually, this might be useful in the videos as something to hold the records that I'm going to show. So I said, yeah, okay, go ahead. Send it over. I'll see about it. And so yeah, here it is set up in front of me for this video. This definitely does seem like something that would be more useful for someone who is new to vinyl, who has a few records that they have to put somewhere. Maybe they don't have typical shelving space, but they do have some sort of countertop space that they can utilize to put them on display. It certainly would be good for displaying a few records that you want to play throughout the week. So yeah, if you want to check it out, there's a link below. They said that they're going to have some more products in the future. So yeah, this is the box that it came in. It's called The Q. So yeah, thanks to Q78 for sending that over. And now let's get into the video. Like I said, we're continuing the vinyl collection series in its entirety. That's the goal in this series of videos. And we're starting with the first cube that I have in my main shelf, which holds my 7-inch and 10-inch records. And thinking back, I don't think that even in my vinyl collection videos, or even, I don't think most of these were shown in vinyl update videos ever. Yeah, I don't really think I got around to showing and talking about my 7-inch and 10-inch records, so perfect way to start. And to begin with, this 7-inch came with the recent reissue of Beck's Mutations. This has Runners, Dial Zero, and Diamond Bollocks. And I think these were B-sides that were placed on this 7-inch. So I keep that outside of the original sleeve. This is a split from the Casket Lottery and Touche Amore. This is kind of cool. It folds out, kind of origami style. Gray vinyl. Also have a single for The Door by the Casket Lottery, backed by My Father's Son. That one's on red vinyl. And both of these were generously sent to me by Nathan Ellis of the Casket Lottery and Abel Baker Fox. This I remember ordering on eBay a long time ago. This is a single from Jude Cole. Who's one of my favorite singer-songwriters. But he's not a typical singer-songwriter. He was more of like a Bryan Adams, Don Henley type solo artist in the early 90s. I mean, he still makes music, and he still makes great music, and he's had more of a career writing and producing and managing other artists like Lifehouse. But I love his solo work, and he had 2 or 3 albums on Reprise, and this is from A View from 3rd Street. It has Baby It's Tonight and Heart of Blues, and this was a large hole 45. Saw the adapter just sitting in there. And I got it on eBay for a couple bucks. That was before I finally found that album on vinyl. It took a while. A single for Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. Of course, an excellent song of the 80s. This is an EP by a band called Drowning Man. It's called How They Light Cigarettes in Prison. And this is one of the hardcore bands that I got into around the turn of the century. I was end of high school for me, and I started getting into bands like Glassjaw and Poison the Well, and I came across Drowning Man, which I was really into. And I found this probably through Revelation Records online. It's on a translucent pink vinyl. I don't remember it sounding very good. There's 5 tracks, so it's a lot to put on a 7-inch. But it was cool to find. I guess these are in alphabetical order. This is the, I guess it's an EP. There's 3 tracks from Nathan Ellis. It's a solo outing from him. Like I said, he's from the Casket Lottery and Abel Baker Fox. And this one is also on red vinyl. And this is a really early release, maybe their first, I don't quite remember, from Engine Down. I think it was self-titled. It's a gold 7-inch. And I have 2 different versions of the single release from a band called Gratitude and their single Drive Away. And Gratitude was another band of the Mini, fronted by Jonah Matranga of Far, primarily, or first of all, in One Line Drawing and his own name, and Gratitude is one of those bands. And they came out on a major label. They came out on Atlantic. Yeah, these were both, I think, UK singles. One of them has a B-side called Annalise Says, which is a track I really love. And this one has an acoustic version of Drive Away. And 2 7-inches from the band Handsome, which I didn't even know existed until maybe a few years ago. I found them on Discogs. This first one was released on Full City Blend. I had definitely never heard of that. This is for Needles. And this one came out on Sub Pop, which has Swimming and Can't Connect. And yeah, as a fan of this band for several years, their album came out in 97, and these I didn't know about, which came out before then. So it was great to find these for reasonable prices. This is Pull Me Out Alive by Khaki King, an excellent guitarist primarily. She makes mostly instrumental guitar music. She's very, very gifted. And Pull Me Out Alive is one of the songs that she's done that has vocals. And it was a pretty decent single for her. Not much of her stuff is on vinyl. And this is from a band from, I believe they're from Tacoma. And I played with them in my old band, Madam Officer. We did a show together. And I loved them. But I got this from them when we played together. They're called Lo There Do I See My Brother. And this is Of the Earth and Beneath the Sea. Very cool band. Check them out. There's only 200 of those. This was, I think, floating around record stores when John Mayer's album from 2009 came out. Because I found a stack of these at the record store around that time, or even maybe a year later. It's a single for Who Says, backed by Free Fallin', which is a live recording of a Tom Petty song, obviously. And it says limited edition collectible single. I had several of them. I still have this one sealed. This is a track from Mogwai called Tell Everybody That I Love Them. And I think it came with the loser edition of the album Rave Tapes, which I don't have the loser edition of the record anymore, but I did hang on to this. I have a black version of the record. This came with the remastered version of the album Numa by Moving Mountains. This has a couple of remixes on it, but I kept that separate from the record. I saw this on the wall behind the counter at the record store one day. Thought I should probably have that. This is the single for Judith by A Perfect Circle. And it has a demo version of Orestes, which is performed by Billy Howardell, which I like quite a bit. So that was a cool find. I think that was like $6. A couple of Record Store Day exclusives from Pinback. Information Retrieved Part A and Part B, which come in these folded paper bags. If I remember correctly, I thought there was going to be a Part C, which I don't think there ever was. But I love Pinback, so I was happy to get both of those. Another Record Store Day. This is a reissue of the first Quicksand 7-inch from Revelation Records. That one's on blue vinyl. So this is a local band, actually, in Portland. They're called Rare Monk, and I like them a lot. They're kind of a alternative indie rock, kind of Mute Math minus the bear, Foals kind of thing, I think. I really enjoy them. They have at least two full lengths that have come out over the last few years. The newest one came out earlier this year, I think. I really enjoy them. I look forward to seeing them again. This is a single for Used for Glue by Rival Schools. This is a UK single backed by a B-side called The Sweet, which is a track I really love. Rival Schools is another band from Walter of Quicksand. So this is a jukebox single for Barely Breathing by Duncan Sheik. Everybody knows that song. I love Duncan. I've been listening to his music for a long time. He has much more beyond Barely Breathing, including the backing track of this, which is called Wishful Thinking, which is one of my favorite songs of his. I ordered this. It was all warped. I think I got a replacement. It was still kind of warped, so I have 2 copies here, neither of which are exactly perfect, but I just had to have that. This is probably one of the first 7 inches that I bought, and I ordered it from, I think, the UK. It was definitely overseas. I think I paid altogether like $30 for it. It's a single for The Greatest View by Silverchair, and it has some excellent B-sides called Asylum and Pins in My Needles that I love. And I remember buying the CD single for this when it came out, and I don't know if it was exactly the same track list. I don't think it was. But it's not quite worth $30 to have, but definitely a collector's thing for me. I love Silverchair. Another reissue, 7-inch on, I think it was, from Record Store Day. Snapcase. I love Snapcase. This one is Steps. That's on white vinyl. Everyone knows what that looks like. Mother's Talk from Tears for Fears. This has a Sea Song as a B-side. Don't have all the... I used to have more 80s singles, but a lot of them were the styrene material instead of normal vinyl. And now that I have a microline stylus, those kind of chew those up. And I didn't really listen to most of those anyway. So I don't have as many 7-inch singles as I used to. But I also have the release Remains from Train Dodge. I love them. It's on clear vinyl, and it's a double 7-inch, actually. And has some great tracks on there. And lastly, I think the record store gave me this when I bought the album Paracosm by Washed Out. I think there was a limited supply of these to hand out. It says Pull You Down and Exit. Okay, so now for the handful of 10-inch records that I still have. First is a Via EP from At the Drive-In before their major breakout, Relationship of Command. This is a reissue from about 10 years ago on white vinyl. This is an EP, another band from Jonah Matranga from Far. This is called Camorra. And this one came out on Arctic Rodeo from Germany. So I ordered their special edition that came with this screen print that I keep on the back there. It's a great EP. It's him and Jay Robbins of Jawbox, kind of a post-hardcore supergroup. Another Record Store Day release. This is the Roulette Sides from John Coltrane. It's in mono. It's a little bit larger than a normal 10-inch sleeve, so I have it in a 12-inch outer sleeve. But I remember this was quite nice. Mastered from the original tapes, it says. Never Enough Coltrane. Another release from Drowning Man. This is the one that I really like. It's called Drowning Man Still Loves You. Pretty sure this is the first Drowning Man release that I had heard. And then I eventually got it on a vinyl. This gold 10-inch. This is an EP from an awesome band called Happy Body Slow Brain. This one's called Sleepy. That's on a baby blue vinyl. Sorry if this is a little blown out light-wise. It's hard to do these the way that I want to do them. I got a light set up here. I've got a microphone attached, trying to see everything in the thing. But it's like once I get going, I can't change things, and I'm looking at it, I think it's a little overexposed, yada, yada, yada. I don't have a crew here, but we do what we can. You may remember Happy Body Slow Brain from the album that I showed years ago called Dreams of Water. Came in a jacket that had actual liquid inside. Several people from the vinyl community actually picked that up, which was really cool. Friends of mine, very talented, and they are actually now called Rare Futures. So check them out. This was just an awesome find for me. It was kind of a grail. This is Betty from Helmet, the 2 10-inch version of it. And I found it in a record store in a little bin that just had 10-inch records. And there was a bunch of cool stuff in there. And to my surprise, so was this. And I got it, and I think it was only like $15, something like that. Very good price compared to what I had seen and still see it for online. I love Helmet. This is a 10-inch single for Ghost Chant from Poison the Well, from their major label album, which is still very, very, very good. I think I got this on eBay or something years and years ago. It's 2,000 of those unread. One of only a couple full albums that I have as a 10-inch. This is Regatta de Blanc from The Police on a double 10-inch that I found. I found that in Seattle. If it wasn't 5, it was 10, but I think it was just 5, which I thought was a great price, and it was cool to get the 10-inch version of it. And finally, lastly, this is just something I found randomly on my many digs back in the day that I still have because it's just cool. The project is called Zend Avesta. It's from Germany, and it's kind of a down-tempo electronic. I've seen a description of it. It says like future jazz. I don't really know about that, but it's one of the first things I had that was 45 RPM, and I found that out because it sounded really weird when I played it the first time. But it was just a really cool piece of music. And it's on clear vinyl. Yeah, just one of those things I never knew about, and glad that I found. Only vinyl digging will bring up stuff like that for me. So there you go. Finally, all of the 7-inch and 10-inch records from my collection. We'll be moving on to the bulk of it chronologically, from newest to oldest, starting in the next video. I will talk to you then. Thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy your music.